Hari Om. Hope and pray all of you are doing well. In this series, so far we have come from the personality recognition, development, re-establishment, and from there we moved on to brick by brick from the cornerstone called Viveka, which reflects in Vairagya, then Shama, Dhamma, Uparama. Then comes the ability to face anything in life. See, that which comes unasked for as my own experience, when facing it, because look at it this way, our own mind has adapted itself to an environment, and it is settled down comfortably in that. And now to suddenly say or move that particular mind of ours into a different zone. Why? Because life and its experiences as they have unfolded, they do not give us much opportunity to not go through it, which means I have to shift from where I am to where I should be. In such situations, I have tremendous amount of resistance. Why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me alone? Instead of cribbing, instead of whiling my time away in constant redundant questioning, what should be the attitude? That comes both in Viveka Chudamani as well as in Bhagavad Gita, where both of them put it so beautifully. Matras parshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha agama apayino nityaha tan titikshasva bharata. Tan titikshasva, titiksha. Similarly, in Viveka Chudamani, Sahanam Sarva Dukkhanam Apratikara Purvakam, which Pujya Gurudev again translates it beautifully. He says, when the intellect is fully convinced of the dharmic values of life and of the sacredness of its goals, thereafter, in trying to gain that highest, our mind now has the ability to smilingly face all difficulties and obstacles. That is called forbearance, titiksha. As life unfolds itself as experience, as it gushes towards us, first and foremost, it doesn't give us a preparatory time for us to get ready and say, yes, now it is going to happen, now I am ready. Life happens. And when life happens, and it happens all of a sudden, where are we? We are constantly engaged in trying to put fires off. And another beautiful aspect here is when we sit down to evaluate our life, we find about 85 to 90% of our life is constantly on a repetitive mode. I wake up, I do the same chores, then I have a certain module, then I go execute that module, a little variation here and there, come back, have the same routine, eat, watch something, sleep. Monday through Friday or Saturday, this routine. Then Saturday, Sunday, there is one routine. Then once in 3-4 months, there is another routine called a vacation or a long weekend or a festival. That also is a routine. Constantly, it is a repetitive modes of routines that we engage ourselves in. 85-90% of our life. It is said that if we repeat something over a period of 21 days, it becomes a habit. But as these habits are forming in our life, instead of making it a healthy habit, awareful habits, we drag our cold feet through those experiences, and 21 years also, 21 days of a wrong habit of constant reactive nature is established. We know that the spouse is going to be like this, the children are going to be like this, the in-laws, relatives, neighbors. You have been seeing them constantly in a behavioral pattern, but the fight always is, the argument always is, there should be a change. We are engaged in those patterns unconsciously, constantly in a reactive pattern, and when life happens, when experiences unfold, these 85-90% of our life, which should have been on the auto cruise mode, we are completely buried underneath. That 10% of life, when it happens, it takes us by a shock. If we are prepped and ready for those 85% of our life, then the 10-15% variable, however much you prepare, nothing can be done. It has to be faced as it unfolds, because no variables are known. In those unknown, when it unfolds, if I am of a reactive nature, I will not be able to be the solution to that situation. Therefore, convinced of my dharmic values, that there is a direction to my buddhi. The mind is, which is the interactive phase with the world outside, is constantly cajoled and directed in that channel. And its repetitive patterns of life are executed meticulously. Then that 10-15% of life, which takes us by, instead of by shock, it will take us by surprise. But even in that surprise, I am ready, available to be able to cater to it. But instead, our first and foremost way to handle it is react violently. And the funny thing is, we react as though I am going through someone else's experience, not mine. That which is happening to me, it cannot be any but my own life, my own experience. Which means that I am the only integral part which has triggered the sequence of events which has landed me into this situation. So this situation, I am responsible. But somehow I end up acting so entitled that this is unheard of. Why is this happening to me? It is happening to me, and I am the cause for it. I may not be immediately be able to trace, but eventually I will get to that point where I can trace it. And while going through it, if I have the ability to smile and laugh at my situation, nobody can ridicule me. That pressure is gone. And when with that pleasant smiling attitude, when I look at it, I often can find solutions right next to it. Because my mind gets agitated, though the solution is staring right into my face, I am not able to see it. but to be able to see and go through the obstacles and difficult situations with a smiling attitude, that is called titiksha. A very beautiful, very necessary quality for every seeker to develop, evolve, and establish themselves in. Hopefully, we mull and pray that Almighty gives us the ability to surrender to this idea, imbibe this idea, and live. 95% of our tensions are gone. Like how they say in Bombay, tensions lene ka nahi, dene ka. But if we are not ready, lene ke dene pad jate hain. We would be taken by a shock. Let life unfold. Let it be a surprise. But let our minds be ready for all these surprises, to look for solutions rather than being buried in our experiences, in our constant repetitive experiences, that we do not have time to take care of these moments. Let's avail ourselves. Let's prepare ourselves to be available. That's a great attitude or a great quality of the mind for a seeker to develop. Hopefully we gain that and see how relaxed the mind becomes, how charming the mind becomes, how efficient and effective it becomes. We cannot keep blaming that Bhagavan, saying Bhagavan has created this, Bhagavan has done this, Bhagavan has given this, or the others are doing this to me. Yes, it is happening, irrespective of who be the cause of it. I have to cater to it. What is the mental attitude with which I can look for solutions? That titiksha we should grow and develop. Hopefully. Until the next time, take care. Hari Om.